pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, we give you thanks for who you are and what you've done for us. As, we're getting ready to celebrate another birthday of our nation, really a milestone. And we need to remember the faith of our founding fathers that really knew the Bible and knew who you were, and really developed really a wonderful country. We pray for the unrest around our country. We pray for those men and women who are in uniform, not only in the military, but also law enforcement. We just pray that you be with them, protect them and their families. We pray for our president, pray for those in Congress as well. Be with our community, be with our country, be with our state. Pray you guide and direct us, be with this meeting. And just thank you for all you do for us. In Jesus' name we give thanks and pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, the first order of business is Patty. Approve the minutes from previous meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Mike Eaton, second. Eric James. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Additional appropriations. Okay. Whereas it has been determined it is now necessary to appropriate more money than was originally appropriated in the annual budget, now therefore be it ordained by the County Council of Clay County, Indiana, for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the fund named and for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. From county general to personal services, $31,457. Total $31,457. And so I've got one here from the sheriff. You want to talk about that first, Bryson?
So it's going to be the normal DEA reimbursement for overtime for the task force officer that's employed by the sheriff's office. This amount requested is $1,456.70. And this is for the reimbursement for November of 2025.
All right. Anybody have any questions about this one? We'll go ahead and move to approve this one. Move.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mike, seconded by Jason Thomas. Any discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
David Thomas Judge.
Thank you all for putting me on your agenda. You can see my request here for your consideration. If I were you, the first question I would ask is why? And I think if I were you, I'd say, well, why now?
Well, we discussed this during county council budget hearings and you didn't.
At the budget, I would say, if I were you, I'd say, why didn't we do this at the budget hearing, and why can't you wait till the next budget hearing? Well, I have some answers there and for your consideration. First of all, I only found out the Superior Court was asking for the public defender extra money of $75,000 in December. I didn't know that, although I had discussed it with the Superior Court before coming down here if there were any issues. And you did give Superior Court $40,000 more in their budget. I did find that out only in December, and it was a shock to me. I also found out because my public defender started reporting to me that something that is an immediate challenge to me and that will be ongoing. Superior Court staff has already offered my public defenders more money to leave me and come to there. In contrast, I have 3 Clay County attorneys as public defenders: Blaine Akers, Ralph Dalton, and Hunter Moran. The Superior Court attorneys are Terre Haute attorneys. I think they're probably used to more money, but I really can't afford to lose my public defenders. And that may not seem like much to you, that that's an immediate challenge to me, but when my public defenders are telling me multiple times they're being asked to move there, that creates a problem for me. Their offers are outstanding to them. I don't think they're going to leave, but it's February, and they're not here to not make money and to be nice to me, although they are. In addition to that the offers are being made and challenging my keeping my public defenders, it is a morale problem. And if any of you, I'm sure all of you run businesses and things of your own, if they know they're working for less than someone comparable to them, that's a real challenge for the leader. So there is a morale problem with that. The other thing, the third thing, I've already mentioned it. To me, if there's any loyalty, I would hope it would be, from my perspective, to the Clay County attorneys and not the Terre Haute attorneys. Now, that's the reason I didn't. Maybe I'll blame myself. Maybe I should have pounded my fists and said, before that budget hearing, okay, what are we doing? Shouldn't we go as a team? I do promise you that will never happen again. I'll be more savvy at the next budget hearing. I would like to leave you with some information. And if I could I hand out just one handout to you all? Is that all right?
Yeah.
It's just, it's a 2-page document. And my purpose in handing this to you is to show how very important it is that the circuit court public defenders, the circuit court public defenders, in my opinion, according to the state, should have at least as much in public defender funds as Superior Court. This is what the state does through the Supreme Court, the weighted caseload. Now, the important part is on page 2. And as I said earlier, I would have made this argument then if I knew the challenge. And at the very bottom, you'll see here in Clay, the Supreme Court weights, it's very detailed how they do it and very specific. Just 6 months ago, they determined that the weight load of the cases in circuit court is about 20% higher than Superior Court. So I come in at a 1.24 and Superior Court comes in at 0.97. The ideal is to get to 1. In other words, the Supreme Court wants the counties to get there. I only show this to let you know when I come and do this and ask for, I guess, what's the word, parity, or to be comparable to Superior Court and public defenders. There's an argument, I don't want to make it next budget hearing because I want to come in unified with the Superior Court. But the Supreme Court says the Circuit Court has more cases than Superior as far as what's happening. Now, just to let you know also, and I'll stop talking and try to answer any questions you have, there's a big difference in what the two courts do with public defenders. First of all, Circuit Court needs multiple public defenders on each case. Superior Court just needs 1. Let me give you an example. In my CHINS cases, which are the children in need of services where I have exclusive jurisdiction, I often need 4 public defenders on every case. Because unfortunately, there's a mother and a father and a boyfriend and a past parent, and we have to give them each public defenders under the law. So in contrast to Superior Court, I have to appoint multiple public defenders. Secondly, in contrast to Superior Court, we have to have multiple hearings on both the CHINS cases and the paternity child support cases. In other words, the CHINS case, you have a detention where public defenders must be. A detention hearing, an initial hearing, a disposition hearing. After that, 5 to 6 review hearings, and then often a whole extra trial on terminating parental rights. Now that doesn't happen all the time. But in contrast to just a regular criminal case in Superior Court, I just wanted to illustrate to you that I have to provide public defenders to these people. And I think I could have done it with what I came in September, but with this change, if people leave, I'm really in a jam. And I just wanted to explain to you if there's at least Circuit Court, I think should have, I would hope you would consider, should have the same public defender funds as Superior Court for those reasons. And lastly, I'll just say the duration of our cases go for years. And a regular criminal case can only go 1 year. For example, a Chin's case, I've got some that are 5 years old, so a public defender comes back again and again and again. And multiple public defenders must do it. And I haven't talked anything about the exclusive jurisdiction on the paternity cases, on child support cases. A public defender must be on those if they're risking jail, and at least 50% of them are risking jail time for failing to pay child support. And that's purely exclusively circuit court. And those cases last until the child turns 18. So sometimes those cases last more than 10 years. Now, I'll stop. The last things I mentioned, I didn't go into them at the budget hearing, like I said, because I thought the budget that I asked for, I could cover it. But like I say, when I was shocked, and I'll put it on myself, that there was an extra 40 that Superior Court was able to obtain. I would ask, and I'm asking for 30, not 40, and Superior originally asked you for $75,000. That would really help put some stability back in my public defender program. And I'd really like to talk a lot more about this next fall, the budget time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't have the savvy to realize what was happening then. I should have had my eyes wider open.
I do recall, we did kind of quiz you a little bit on that because we wondered if that was going to be the case. But I will say this, I've got one more budget hearing and I'm out of here. So I don't understand this lateral, people making lateral moves getting offered by other offices more money. That's much crap. And we were never informed they were going to do things like that. That does not make me very happy. We shouldn't be stealing each other's employees in the courthouse. All we're doing is artificially driving up everyone's pay. That's, I mean, it's, I don't understand that whatsoever. But the good news is when I look at those numbers, we're not far off. Now, I kind of wonder if we shouldn't go back and take some of that money back and move it to the other side. Because, you know, if you're trying to shoot for one, we're a 0.97 and 1.24. We're not, the money's there. Just needs to be in the right pocket.
We went through this about 3 years ago,
Yeah.
where we parted them all up. And we said, I think we actually had Reberger in here and we had the judges in here and the public defenders all agreed that they'd work for so much. And now that's got all out of whack again. And when we come back to budget time, we might have to come back to do that and bring both judges in here at the same time and say, boys, this is how we're going to do it. Because, you
I mean,
know,
in his defense, this was his first budget here.
Yeah,
I realize that.
Yeah, I'm not blaming David.
And I'm going to tell you something, David. We can't give you more than you budgeted at budget hearings. So if you put zero in for additionals, then you better put 75,000 in so we can cut it. If that makes sense.
I don't like that, but I'll do that.
I'm just telling you that's how it has to
I
work.
deliberately underspent on
Yeah.
my line items.
And we appreciated that.
And I didn't ask for $1 then, and I would rather die than come in here and ask this.
Well,
If it makes you feel any better, Larry, to what you said, I've got all kinds of studies for this fall, if you want to look and see what other counties do. So you didn't, if you
I mean, I
allow.
got a pretty good idea. This actually tells you a lot on that. And quite honestly, the good news is of the smaller counties, we're actually kind of close. Some of these counties like Hidden Height, I don't even see how they, but then I also noticed the large counties on here, they all have 200, 300, 400% according to what they need.
That's true.
And part of that is just because there's more attorneys there. I understand that. There's more competition for those, especially young attorneys who are trying to get started. They need to be able to have supplemental income and so forth. But we don't have a number of judges, or we don't have the number of attorneys here that we need in this county, quite honestly. We're a little short.
I have all,
I know that from my own personal
I
use.
have the Clay County attorneys here, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't like this, I want to come and steal yours, and you're in the same building. You know, you're under the same umbrella in Clay County, and so that bothers me, but.
For what it's worth, we can go into it in September, but Clay County is slightly under the other comparable counties on what you pay. So if you're willing to do this, I don't think you're wasting money, and I'd like to give you some more stats down the road. Also, keep in mind, there are 3 prosecutors up there making over $100,000, and my public defenders are half of that. I don't know if that makes you feel any better in my request, but I think it's fair to ask why would a deputy prosecutor make twice of what the public defenders would make? If that makes you feel any better, if you would allow this to happen. And I'd love to dig into that for the budget hearing in September.
With the public defenders, is that a full-time job or they else, they can, okay.
But they have to meet with the clients. And having been a prosecutor for, 20 years, I love being a prosecutor because I call the charge. And then I'd sit back and let the defense attorneys do all the work. And then I decide what to charge. In other words, a defense attorney has a lot to do.
I really don't have any issue. We would have given it to you at budget time. I don't really have any issue with it. I just kind of wanted to make sure, I just want to know where we're coming from on here. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's another $30,000 and it's not, we gave them 40. So $30,000 is $10,000 less than we would probably gave you if you'd asked for it. So.
I think we do need to make sure that is, in September, we need to make sure that there is equality across the board.
Yeah.
To make sure that.
We did that a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and I remember we
Well,
said,
we even questioned it this year during budget hearings.
But there's nothing we can do
That
about it.
we can only give what the budget is.
Right.
Both you, and you brought it up then, said we know we squared these things up and now they're getting out of kilter again.
Do you want to think
If
about
I
it?
were you, I'd ask this September, both judges, what are you paying your public defenders?
And that's what,
You might be surprised,
Yeah.
the difference. I'm paid much less for most.
All right. Is there a motion that we approve this?
I so moved.
Moved by Jackie, seconded by
Written.
Jason Britton. Any discussion?
I have one question. The reimbursement money that you got for chins, is that going back into this public defender fund?
No, that goes into your general fund.
Okay, so then so it's going into our general fund, so we're gonna be making money back, so
Right.
I just wanted to clarify that before
it's
we.
only a $15,000 wash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
The Chins is making $15,000.
well, I know he did all the work to make sure we're getting that money back. I just didn't know if it was going back into the specific fund already,
No.
which I didn't think it was, but okay, no, I just wanted to
I
make sure.
appreciate you asking that, but when I did that, I didn't do it to have cover for something.
Right, no.
To come in and ask for it. I meant to actually, you take the money.
What if he can he not withdraw this, come back next month and ask for the 40,000 instead of the 30? You said we'd probably would have given it to him anyway.
The thing of it is, I'd go ahead and give him the 30 if he wants another 10, come back and ask for
But
it.
whatever,
Yeah, that way he can go ahead
That's
and
what I'm looking
reestablish
at.
his scale.
but you can't
you
give more
said
than
you would
what.
give him that.
Yeah.
Since he's asked for 30, didn't know if he could pull it and come back next month and ask for 40. Because we said we'd give it to you, and that 10 money's coming in, so.
I mean,
I don't want you, I know what you're up against, been through it. And it's a sad thing, and yep, employees do steal other people's employees, or employees steal. And that's just a fact of life.
it wouldn't matter to me, but I mean, he would already go ahead and have this, so he could at least get going on
It's
something.
whatever he wants to do.
It's up to him.
I am very happy with the 30 because one of the public defenders in Superior is being paid a whole lot more. I don't know if that makes sense mathematically, what I'm paying our Clay County. I think I should definitely be comfortable with the 30, and I appreciate that so much. And maybe I'll eat those words down the road, but I can't explain to you how difficult it is for me to come in here and ask this. But if I lose my public defenders, then I've got to go terrible, and I don't want to do that.
Well, these are our local boys, so
Slade
two of the
Acres,
boys.
Rock Dalton, and Hunter Brand.
Lane's not. But the other two are boys. We want to make sure they're taken care of and not going to Terre Haute.
So it's been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion
That's
carries.
very kind and generous. I will do everything I can. I'm confident next budget hearing, you'll never be in a position like this. Again, we'll address it with budget hearings. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you do.
Thanks,
Thank you,
David.
David.
There's no transfers, right? All right. Jail annual 2025 report. Sheriff's Honorable Brandon Crowley.
The
What's
calendar,
your title, sir? Jail commander?
yeah, that'll work. The calendar year 2025 annual jail report.
We've got a copy.
I reported to the state, the state statute requires me to give the council a copy and the commissioners a copy. I don't need a vote or anything, just an acknowledgement that you've received the report, so.
Yeah,
We received
It was a thorough report, well written
it.
too.
Very well done.
Yeah,
You was.
nice job.
Appreciate it.
good job.
Good job.
Now we're supposed to vote.
I wasn't going to say anything.
You were thinking.
Yes, I was.
Paul's not here, so.
All right, are you gonna talk about, is anybody here to talk about the Thrive thing? I thought Ryan was gonna be here. Okay, well, he just brought this up, so. See if I can find this in here. Here we go. So we have you got a letter from Thrive. Did everybody see this?
Yeah.
And as the vice president of the board, I'll go ahead and talk to you about this a little bit. So we have for years wanted to establish a revolving loan fund in Clay County. Right now, Vigo County has one. Park County has one. I believe Vermilion County may have one. Park and Vermilion may do it together. I can't remember. But this is a revolving loan fund that provides flexible, low-interest financing for business projects within our county. Now, this is not it's not the type of revolving loan fund if you get rejected by someone, you come and say, hey, will you do this project? You don't have to have a rejection letter. You actually just, sometimes they need it for a bridge to do a bigger project or something like that. And these funds, once they are expended for whatever, and by the way, there's a whole committee that selects what projects, because people will submit their ideas or their business ideas, and a whole committee selects what ones qualify. Bankers are part of this, so we kind of know we're not taking undue risks. The other counties that have used them, and then Thrive has one that's also funded, which people in Clay County are available to use. So far, we have not suffered any losses in it, and the money that's paid back goes back into it. That's why it's called revolving, obviously, to be able to do projects. And you can read the letter from Thrive, but the Thrive committee would love to see every county do this. They've been highly successful. They've probably been going on for 10 years at least. I think the original funding of the Thrive one was done in Trump's first year, I believe, of his first administration. So been a good while ago, 9 years ago. And it's been turned over several different times. And so we want you to consider doing this. You don't have to do it obviously today and hasn't been specifically requested. But how much do you put into one of these things? Ideally, the number is about $1 million. Now, when you consider, this fund, it sounds like a lot of money, but the fact of the matter is, we have a lot of money that sits that doesn't really make a lot. And you can put it in these and you do get paid interest and they do revolve, and you can always stop the program and bring the money back in. We do have sufficient funding to be able to do it. Many people, we haven't had anybody ever shut them down, but they add to them. They'll add to them every year because there's more demand than what there is supply. And it's the one tool that we haven't been using. It kind of goes along with the housing piece in the county. And so it's something I really think that we should seriously consider. And you can read through how these things work, but they are highly successful. If you have someone who wants to start a legitimate business and maybe a bank says, yeah, we'll finance 90% of the project or 70% of the project, we need a little bridge money, it allows you to be able to apply to do that. And if you're successful in your application, you can loan up to whatever you put. Now, you don't have to start it with $1 million. You can start it for less. Almost every county I know of have started with $1 million. And then Vigo County put $5 million in there, and I think it's obviously a lot bigger county.
Where'd they get that from?
Vigo County,
You see me?
who knows? There's a lot of funds in Vigo County. That's lost around from here to there.
I read this, now this is just for homes, right? You say business, but
No, this was, well, no.
I'd say I thought.
Oh, he is,
housing.
this one is a Homes for the Future, but this
Yeah.
is not the only thing that we would
Oh,
want to
okay,
do.
say this, I thought this was just homes.
Well, and he totally misunderstood because I'm going on all the other ones we have are. I thought he was going to be here to explain it, so I kind of got caught in the back door of this.
Say, when I read it this morning, it was just homes.
Okay. So this is a totally different structure, and I bet I know why he's doing that. It's because there's probably some matching funds available for
Probably,
this.
that's he's
Yeah, so-
focusing on.
So he might be taking a tamer approach than what I was talking about. But he's not here, so I can't explain to you exactly what he's asking for. He's asked me for years whether or not we'd ever consider a revolving loan fund, and I've always said, not this year.
So where in all this, who does all the closing documents? Is this done?
It's all done through a board, basically, and there's a couple of bankers on the board. Can't remember who's on it, but I'm thinking there's at least one from Clay County on the Thrive one now.
So, I saw the interest rates fixed either +2 or -2 or
Right.
what prime is.
Mhm.
So then let's assume that someone gets a loan for 3%. So that 3% come back in to the county?
Yes.
Doesn't go Thrive?
No, it goes into the loan fund. It goes back into the revolving loan fund.
The 3,500 closing fee most likely would go to, that's for
Probably
Oh.
just,
for Thrive, I mean, because that's the production.
yeah, but
part
they
of it.
probably pay fees out too.
That's what I mean.
Closing, yeah.
That would be their fee.
No.
So,
Yes, that's how
let's
they
go
would
back
do
and clarify that. The interest would actually come back to
It
Thrive.
goes into the revolving loan fund, and that's,
So we fund it with $1 million and at the end of the year, if it made 3%, then it's,
yeah, it might only have $300,000 left in it at the end of the year because you're loaning
because you
out.
keep loaning
But
it out.
all the interest is gonna go back into the
It
fund.
doesn't come back to county general.
No,
And no, but I mean, in theory, if you ever shut the thing off, it's your money. I mean, it's,
You gotta get it back somehow.
yeah, you gotta get it back.
So I guess I'm a little confused on that then. So let's say county puts in $1 million.
Mhm.
We loan out $700,000. And I assume those loans could be 10, 15 years.
They're not
no,
that long.
7.
7 years.
Seven.
I read over, I've forgotten. So,
So most of them, not all of them, most of them have a tendency to get paid back as soon as they can get enough equity that they can refinance themselves.
Okay. What you're saying then, Jason, is if we decide we want to get out of this business, there's only $300,000 left in there, the county only gets back $300,000.
Right, we would get 300, we want to say we want out, and we got $300,000 left. We could get the 300,000, plus we would get paid back the
Whatever.
principal and interest over the next
7
Okay.
years.
Now, I've never seen anybody do that, but yes.
Okay.
in theory, that's
So
what
the
it-
county would never be out any money.
Right.
In theory.
And in theory, you could lose the whole $1 million because you made really bad loans.
Somebody made one.
But I mean, we've never seen anybody
I
do
would
that.
hope there's a good vetting process there. I will
It
say.
has had a very good vetting
Yeah,
process.
I read over this, it sounds real good. I will say, I'm disappointed someone from Tribe's not here. They kind of put you on the spot. I'm also disappointed I didn't get this till later today. when-
Well, I think he, at this point, just wanted to get the idea out there.
I know we kind of went through this last January when we didn't get any documentation at all. If we're gonna get money to Thrive, in my opinion, they need to be better of getting us information a little sooner. And if they're gonna make, if they want something, he'd have somebody here that makes a presentation. They shouldn't put you on the spot. That's just my opinion. So,
Well,
I think it's a good program.
it might have been my own fault though, because maybe
I doubt
he
it.
told me that.
I doubt
and he
it,
didn't, I don't know. But I will tell you this, that Thrive is a hugely successful organization. I mean, it is. They're considered the best in Indiana right now, what they do. So they've been recognized as such. So, so now you know about it,
Yeah.
consideration.
Thank you for your explanation.
Well, I didn't do a very good job.
So would this be something that commissioners would recommend?
I don't know, Marty, I think that it would have to come from the commissioners. It'd have to originate from you because you guys are the one, well, all we can do is appropriate the money. We can't do anything besides that.
We didn't have any presentation or anything today, so
Yeah.
Did you get the paper though?
I'd have to see which one it was. I don't see.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's in the mailbox.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it.
She didn't mention anything.
Right.
But I know that, well, I know Ron was in the county today because he did that with homes over at Staunton.
You never know what's going on with his children. He's got what, 4?
No, but there's been some personnel changes at Thrive the last, we just removed the CEO from her position, so. So he's probably in the hiring process right now, is my guess. And we just replaced the CFO. And I am on the personnel committee, so kind of what's going on. Anybody have any more questions about that? Is there any public comments?
So next month, we'll be doing an additional appropriation for the trucks and bucket truck. I'll get that and show us then after additional appropriation, you guys would take for the trucks. Bucket trucks is going to be 125, and then total for the trucks and boxes and snowplow, we're looking at $681,000.
We didn't really mean it when we told you to come back.
I heard you did, when you hear the prices on that.
We lied.
So, I'm just, I give you guys a heads up on that.
That was last year.
Our equipment budget for the year won't even take care of one truck, let alone the box and the plow. We gotta come back.
How many trucks is that? Right.
It'll be one bucket truck and 2 snowplow trucks.
So you're asking for that full amount, or you're asking for that amount in addition to what you already have?
Mm-hmm.
In
Additional.
addition.
In addition to what we're at. I mean, 200,000 don't buy any equipment anymore. I mean, you can't buy a dump truck for 200,000. I mean, you buy a used one, it's problems.
A bear truck was 238, right? So I
Yeah.
got 239,000, just the truck. That's,
No plow, no salt box in the back.
yeah, that's what we say.
I will tell you guys, the roads look like they're in pretty good shape. Congratulations.
They did an excellent job.
Because it was, I mean, if you go farther south in this county, there's a whole lot more snow.
As I was driving roads Sunday morning and, well, all day Sunday and Monday, it was deep enough that I was driving my Yukon and the spoiler on the front was plowing snow. It was going up over the hood of my vehicle just about everywhere I went. So that's the deepest I've seen in a long time.
In our yard, we measured about 14 inches. My wife didn't believe me, so I said, you go out and measure it.
My question is, did you look at leasing? Or is that,
This is another 100,000 for two vehicles more.
that's my question.
Yeah, we were going to do that at first, but then.
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna take.
Where are we on our general fund balance right now?
Don't think I'm gonna take care of, or.
General fund
What's the
balance.
general fund balance right now after we kind of got January passed?
And all that on.
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
I mean, did much carry over from last year that we anticipated, more or less, or?
Encumbrance was about a little bit on the higher side. Our county general is in pretty good shape. I'm waiting for, the LGF to get the additionals approved and that will let me know more.
I'd be curious what our carryover balance was projected to be and what it is, and then what our general fund balance is at the end of this month of January.
You think you got it, Mike?
No, I was looking at something different, but along that lines, when we're talking about funding in the future, I know we had this company in last week talking about windows, solar panels and everything. Can we not have a kind of a workshop? I mean, obviously we won't be able to make decisions, but have an executive meeting with the commissioners down the road sometime on projects like this and say, okay, hey, let's look to see what's needed, what funds are available, so we're not in the dark.
Prioritize.
And then, you know, a little bit ahead of the game in the future too. Because obviously, I remember at budget time, we told them,
Yes, we did.
hey, you know, we're gonna cut this, you're gonna have to come back first of the year, and we know they need the equipment, because the bucket truck was specifically discussed because the lift couldn't, or the bucket couldn't get certified again because of the age, but then with the trees that they have to clear in the roadways, you know, it's just a liability issue if we don't do that for the county, I should say. But, you know, especially replacing windows and upgrading stuff here at the courthouse, obviously it's gonna cost money, but I'd like to have, you know.
Well, the thing that's different now is we've never taken county general money and put it in the road budget before.
Right.
So, but we know we're gonna have to do it, so.
Most counties are now, you know, fund
Well, you'd have to.
You have to, I mean, the state's obviously not helping us.
Unless you're Hamilton County or Hood or something like that, then it's not too bad.
Yeah, if that's abnormal, we don't think about that.
But I think that's a good idea though, Mike, to have, if we can do something like that.
Mhm.
That way
Well,
we
that's what we
can,
kind of discussed that a little bit today, to have another joint meeting, like we did, what was it, December?
yeah,
That way we can get priorities set where we want to start, you know, what we want to put into that Verigy project or.
what your goals are and what you're
Yes,
wanting to get.
exactly. Because the courthouse is our highest priority. I mean, we've got the roof taken care of, but we've got to get the windows and doors. These heaters, I don't know how many years they've been here, but they need to be replaced. You know, the building, we need to get some building automation so we have controls as far as, so we can control the temperature on every floor and not just, you know, you blow the heat out down here and it all goes up above and they're burning up upstairs and freezing down here. Well, we don't have any way to control it. So, and, you know.
Put a big fan in the rotunda.
Yeah.
Big traffic from stained glass, yeah.
Over there,
Really long.
over there, keep it back in.
Yeah, because you guys are sitting back making your decisions, and then it'd be nice to hear what your goals are.
Well, and that's what, with that Verigy, you know, they proposed everything.
Yeah.
They proposed, you know, the solar, and, you know, the solar stuff from the federal government is not gonna be renewed. And so in order for us to be able to put in for a grant for the solar, we'd have to be ready by June or July, and that's not gonna happen at this point, because I mean, you gotta have the project under contract by that point, and that's not gonna happen. But to me, I'm not a big proponent of solar. I mean, I wanna see us get these windows taken care of, the doors, the heating and air conditioning system, lighting. They said that's probably where your biggest savings comes in, is in the lighting. So, but we want to sit down with you folks and, you know, make sure all of our priorities, we're on the same page. So, you know, if we could get them, you know, a joint meeting set up and check your calendars, and maybe we can do something later this month, and that way we can get this on the road and get it started.
Use that revolving loan, right?
Do what?
Use that revolving loan, right?
Borrow from ourselves?
I don't have any issue with doing something later on this month.
Yeah, that's
We
fine.
want to do that. We just need to schedule a time that we can all do it.
Really easy.
Is anybody traveling or anything, you know, that you're not going to be around?
This month's gonna be tough for me, but
Bless you.
next month I'll be better.
Next month's cutting into March Madness, I don't know that.
Next month's spring break, so that's, I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but I mean, I know people do.
Spring break's probably more like the week of the 23rd or something.
No, it's actually earlier, it's like the week of the 13th.
Oh, really?
It's early.
Well, 13th 's
Very
on
early.
Friday, Friday.
Yeah, it starts that,
So it's the 16th through the 20th,
Yes.
probably.
it's early.
So if we're gonna do it this month, we would almost have to do it the last week of the month, or we'd have to do it the second week of March.
Doesn't matter to me.
I'm open.
I'm open.
Me too.
What day of the week?
No Fridays. Like Tuesdays for me,
No Tuesday?
like Tuesdays.
What about Thursdays?
Thursdays are good.
Anybody have a problem with Thursdays?
Thursday what?
Well, that's what
We're just
was
trying to get a day first.
Jeff, are you gonna be around the 26th of February on Thursday? No? How about the 12th of
Yes.
March? Or the 5th of March?
How about the 5th?
Yes.
That's the same week as the council meeting, but,
I won't be here.
okay. 12th of March? Or the 19th of February? You
Jeff's
going
gone.
Where are you going for a month?
someplace warm, probably?
That's right, he's sitting there just like
It's
a,
not Florida.
yeah, it's not Florida, or even Key West.
So what did we say? The 5th or the 12th?
The 5th.
No,
No, Brian's gone.
12th,
Well,
The 12th, okay.
12th of March.
March the 12th. Can you do that? Can you get that advertised, or however you do have to do that for executive meeting? I don't know how we do that exactly.
What
It might be a
time are we
work
talking
session.
about?
It has to be, yes.
I don't think it'd be executive session.
What time are we talking about?
What?
What time can you get here?
What time?
Perfect.
5,
Can you do
5,
He said 5.
5 o'clock's fine with me.
5 o'clock.
On the 12th
March.
of March.
50th wedding anniversary.
Yours?
That's all right, we're not doing anything.
Why, man, I hate to do that to you.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to Alaska in August.
Okay, so it's a work session, right?
Yeah.
So how do we treat those differently than executive sessions?
Executive sessions are pretty deep, you know, how much of a scope of what you can.
Yeah.
But a work session, they're open to the public.
Okay. Can't tell you the last time we've done one of those, if we ever have.
How'd you advertise it last time?
That was a different
No,
topic.
that was
That
a
was
different
executive.
topic, yeah.
What do you want, executive or just a special?
Work session.
Special work session.
It's just,
Special then?
it'd be a special session.
5 o'clock on March 12th.
Council and commissioners.
Where is Paul tonight?
Maybe Patty, you probably,
Yeah, I see,
Oh.
the legislative session.
you probably talk to Eric and make sure that's posted, that's
Yeah,
advertised.
I will
right, yeah.
get with him and see.
All right. Is there anybody else who has anything they want to bring forward? Sheriff,
Yes.
deputy? Mr. Commissioners?
Brian already gave us all the good news.
Yeah. Reporter?
I've always told her, it takes money to make money.
See, you guys make money?
All right. Well, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Jeff Fritz, or second?
Second.
Second by Jason Thomas. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Say aye. Aye. All opposed?